Hi, I'm Silvi Rouskin. I'm a principal investigator at the Whitehead Institute for Biomedical Research. There was this assumption that if a given molecule has a given sequence, that will determine what shape this molecule forms. And any molecule with the same sequence is going to have the same shape. When I started my own group, we quickly started realizing that, especially in the case of viruses, the same sequence can actually lead to very different shapes. We started working on a way of determining those different shapes. The procedure basically starts with modifying the cells, adding DMS to the cells. DMS stands for dimethyl sulfate. The important thing about it is that it reports on how the RNA molecules inside cells are being folded. And DMS reacts with the open, unpaired RNA bases that are on the surface. What we do is this mutational profiling strategy. We convert this RNA to DNA using a very specific enzyme that is called reverse transcriptase. We use the high throughput sequencing technologies that have been developed by many others. It's basically figure out the mutation pattern in the DNA, and then that mutation pattern tells us what were the exposed bases in the RNA, and from there we can figure out the shape. We developed DREEM to figure out, is this data fundamentally coming from one shape, or is it actually some superposition of multiple different shapes? You can make entirely wrong conclusion based on a population average data if there are a lot of different actually structures going on that are giving you this signal. Using this DREAM algorithm, we identified these alternative structures in the coronavirus, pieces of the molecule that are theoretically in sequence space. They're very far apart, but they're clearly coming together in 3D space and they're interacting. We have really good evidence that that interaction is really important for how the coronavirus is reading its RNA genome. There are very few in the field examples of this kind of long-range interactions, and I think that's kind of the next frontier.